Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part 5 of our Dex run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Last time, we got ourselves Monk's Missive, the new cross map, the Carrion Sorcery Sword. We got the ability to craft hefty oil pots. We got the Serpent Flail and the Black Steel Great Shield. We got the Arrow's Soaring Sting Talisman, the Mat for Skidueltis. We got the Crusade Insignia, the Black Steel Twin Blade, the ability to craft Golden Vow, Mesmer Fire Grease, and Spell-Proof Pickled Liver. We also got the Ash of War Piercing Throw, the Shattered Stone Talisman, at least one Skidoo Tree Fragment. We also found a new boss, getting ourselves Dry Leaf Arts, a hand-to-hand weapon, and Dane's Hat. We also shattered Miquella's rune, so this time we can start off by talking to Ansbach.
Kindly Miquella has discarded his great rune. The fog that vexed my aging faculties has been lifted, and follies better left forgotten haunt me once again. Once, in an attempt to free Lord Moog from his enchantment, I challenged tender Miquella, only to have my own heart rather artfully stolen. I knew not how weak I was. I believed that with sufficient mastery, even an Empyrean would be within reach of my blade. I could not have been more mistaken. Miquella the Kind is a monster, pure and radiant. He wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. Righteous tarnished, Miquella the Kind makes my blood run cold. I am loath to admit it, but even at this very instant I wish to run very far away indeed. Righteous tarnished, I
don't feel it. It's broken. Kind Miquella's light is gone. But I stand tall. Together, we work. Together, for Miquella the Kind. I don't know what to do. Our mother abandoned her brood. She did not love us. We are her children. What should we do? Must we be sad forever?
So last time I said put it behind you. This time I'm gonna say remain sad forever just to get new dialogue.
Sad forever. Sad forever and ever. I like for you things.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So, he said he doesn't know, or he didn't know how weak he is. But I mean, just because you can't kill God's soon-to-be replacement doesn't mean you're weak. I feel like you can be strong without needing to be able to kill God. But anyways, Freya.
Oh, there you are. Good. If you happen to see Lady Leda, tell her that I'm striking out on my own. Don't worry, I've no mind to cross any of you. The guidance of kind Miquella remains etched into my very flesh. It's only... there's something that I must know. Kindly Miquella spoke of the vow he once made with General Radahn, and it is here the vow shall be honored. I am a Redmane. I must know the nature of the vow. I'll be out on my own for some time. There's something I must know. There is no need for concern. I will be true to my word. Though I do feel a hint of regret. Lady Leda and Honorable Ansbach are of a special breed. How glorious it would have been had we met in battle as sworn enemies. I'll be out on my own for some time. There's something I must know.
So, I do find it a bit amusing that she says, I have no intention whatsoever to stand against you, and she's gonna try to kill us later. So, that's fun. I mean, this is a Souls game. Most things try to kill you at some point. Even most of your allies. Like Alexander tried to kill us. He's still cool, though.
Oh, hello. Did you feel it? Miquella the Kind's enchantment appears to have broken. But while my devotion to kindly Miquella remains unchanged, by my troth I am not so sure about the others. No, wait. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise. I can wield my sword to cull the undeserving, those unfit to bask in tender Miquella's presence. I should have thought of this earlier. Right. It's time to begin ferreting out those of us who don't deserve to be at kindly Miquella's side. The Horn Scent. On one hand, he trusts Miquella the Kind to bring salvation to his people. With the enchantment lifted, his vengeful passions may once again ignite. But surely he'd be mindful of kindly Miquella's promise. On the other hand, the Horn Scent does present his own dangers. Perhaps your concerns are well-founded after all. Allow me some time to mull it over. Allow me some time to mull it over.
And mentioning Alexander reminded me, I don't know if I have it, but as part of their quest, you kill him and then you give his innards to, like, Jarberg, the one who goes, oh, cause, and I was kind of hoping we'd see them in the DLC, but we have not. Just another reason to hope for an Elden Ring 2, I suppose.
Intriguing. What remains there to be said? Do you presume us allies even now? Though Miquella's spell is newly broken, I must profess, the spell mattered little. Uphold his covenant, Miquella shall, and in godhood redeem our rueful clan. Then Marika and vilest Erdtree both will at last be from divinity wrenched. And surely, contented I will be. But first, clear resounds the call of vengeance. The Impaler, Mesmer, must pay his due. In vengeance for the flames, my blade I wield. How could I allow myself to forget? Revenge alone assures me peace of mind. Think not to hinder me upon my path, lest you too wish to face the reckoning. Think lest you...
So last time, we sided with Lita against him, and that did not work well for him, considering he crumbled immediately. Like, he did not stand a chance, not even close. But this time, instead of hindering him, methinks we're gonna help him. See what we get out of that. And see how the whole Ansbach situation turns out. Rest here, just in case we die. And also, grow not complacent. Continue to temper your strength. I saw that immediately after ending the recording last time. and I figured we can bring it up this time, since I didn't know it was a thing in the last part. Right, over here's the dragon. Good to know, good to know. Oh, it's a goat. I was confused on what that was for a second. Did we grab that already? Looks like we did, yeah. So we can immediately continue to move on then. And yeah, I know there's dogs, but I'm not worried about the dogs. Dogs straight up are not a threat. I'm so used to being able to immediately jump those. I forgot. You need to unlock them here in the DLC. Which feels a bit strange, I must admit. Hi. But it's not too difficult. They're always close by. And it's not like you have to defeat an enemy, it's just a thing you smack. So, as long as you know where they are, it's actually very easy. And I eventually found all of them in the first run. It took a bit, but I eventually found them all. Yeah, this is another one that you can get before Miquella abandons his Great Rune. But I don't think there's a reward for them, because I brought him one or two before and there was no reward for those, so Ansbach doesn't need to know about him. If I'm not gonna get a reward, what's the point in doing it? I mean, if you get interesting dialogue or lore, sure, but you only really need to do that once. Or every once in a while. I was trying to look for the Spirit Spring jump, but I couldn't find it. Well, that's fine, because we found an alternative path down. Also, Ghostling Dragon. And I do love to see this. Enemies fighting other enemies. I always find that to be very enjoyable. Because you can... One, you can see how enemies measure up to each other. But two, it just makes things seem more realistic. Because why wouldn't they be fighting each other? That seems like a very normal thing. Oh, angry worms. I wonder, since they popped up around the turtle, does the turtle give anything? Well, that's something for us to not figure out right now. We can figure it out on a later run when we have better weapons for killing turtles. And I'm not going to fight the dragon because while they are cool, they take a decent bit and they don't give anything special. It's just like 100,000 runes and an ancient dragon smithing stone. And last time we went that way around and we ended up like halfway through the fort already. This time we're gonna go through the front door. See what it's like going through this way. Not gonna lie, I didn't think his swing, the one where he slammed down, I didn't think the second one would have him turn far enough to hit us. That was my bad. Now here, we can make the drop down into there. Or we can go through here. And both are options that work. And here we can drop down. There's not much of a point in dropping down, especially if you just care about big rewards, like weapons, armor, equipment, stuff like that. Because 7 smithing stone 5s, 8 smithing stone 6, that's pretty good, and I'd say that's worth it. By this point, unless you're planning on using new DLC weapons, that's not something you need. Okay. So I think I'm gonna edit that part out. But what happened is my screen went black. OBS did the OBS sound. And then it sent me back to the main screen. Like if you were to alt tab or exit the game. No, that screen. Anyways, Flame Drake Talisman +3. And yeah, as you can see, we took a bit of damage from that, but that's fine. Better against 2 basic foot soldiers than... I forgot about that. Anyways, better for that to happen against 2 basic foot soldiers than against this guy. Or the boss coming up. Here, there's a subtle grace. You're supposed to see that and go, ooh. But nope. That would be trickery. You don't want to fall for that. And then here is the opening section. And as you can see, we didn't heal, but we got slammed by this guy. PC alt-tabbed us when standing in front of 2 foot soldiers, which made us take some damage. But we're still full health. That's just with Serpent God, Curved Sword, and Taker's Cameo. And +2 Talisman. Which, remember, you can also have Blasphemous Blade, which gives him more health than this. And I don't have it on me right now, but Icon Shield. So HP regen build could be even stronger. But don't need it. Strong enough as is. You can go down. Iris of Occultation. America's Rune, which gives 80,000. Which a rune giving 80,000 is crazy. Now, if you win around the side, then you'd face two of the Iron Maiden enemies, one of which has some crazy moves, but then you'd get a Spirit Spring jump. Like, you'd be able to drop down onto that Spirit Spring jump, and then jump back up, and you'd land here. And this would be your starting point. And that's what we did the last run. And then, as you can see there, Mesmer Soldier Ashes. And you can run over here. I don't think there was anything over here. No. Don't know why that's a thing, if it's just a dead end with nothing. Anyways, you can then drop down here. And here's the Site of Grace. And then you can drop down here and into that hole and go back around again. And there we got a boss. Do we go with the whips, or do we go with something else? It is holy damage, I'm pretty sure. I think we can try the whips. He jumped up, so we jump up as well. That is not the direction we wanted to go. Oh, look at this. Whips are kinda busted. Nice ground slam, buddy. $80k runes, Ash of War, aspects of the Crucible Wings. Right, two things. One that has 2 colons in it. And I've been adding timestamps to the videos, and what I've learned is that when adding timestamps, you cannot put a colon, the like 2 vertical dots, in the timestamp. So Ash of Wars like this, you have to drop that or find a way to rename them. And here, Festive Grease, still haven't tried it, still going to assume it's not worth it. Yeah, like I said, whips, they're pretty good. Like, if I had tried taking on that boss with curved swords, it would have been a much more difficult experience. And so, whips have their place. They have the thing that makes them good. And they play that part pretty well. And anyone who says that they're useless or garbage or not worth using, those people are either wrong or they're lying. Which is a form of being wrong. Just knowing that you're wrong. Which makes it worse. That makes it worse, actually. But anyways... Oh, I thought that was a soldier. Like one of the Mesmer foot soldiers. Just sitting there. There's a bear up here on the map. I didn't fight them this time. You can go fight them. I believe in you. They're pretty fun. Skittle tree fragment. Yes, yes, yes. You want to get more there? I know, I know. I'm just gonna take this heal from afar. I'm gonna leave. And I hope none of you mind that. I don't want a repeat of last run, so we're just gonna make our way through here in a timely manner, getting the grave bird anklets, and not worrying about killing everything, because that is not a necessity. We can simply grab the items and go. Goodbye. Not gonna worry about those enemies, because fighting them on foot is not good for health reasons. So now we're halfway through on this, and we need 2 there. Alright, we have none. Oof. We're 50k away from a level. Okay. Yeah. I have Godric's Great Rune equipped, but I don't have it activated. Having it activated would allow me to use Flame Cleanse Me without any worries. And that would be kind of nice. But for some reason, my brain just refuses to use Great Runes. I mean, it refuses to use most consumable items. He died. Now it's your turn. Oh yeah, you have, like, stronger ankles, don't you? think that's how it works. Is you have stronger ankles, so you're harder to take down. Or you take less damage from ankle swipes. Something like that. It's one of those two. But still. For the Great Runes, I feel like it'd be kind of nice if you could get a weaker version of it. Like a weaker version of whatever Great Rune you have equipped. Without needing to pop a rune arc. So Godric's, it gives you +5 to every stat. If you have, like if you popped a rune arc. But I feel like it'd be kind of cool if, even without a rune arc, you could get +1 to every stat. So it would still incentivize you to use the rune arcs, since it would still be +4 to every stat. But it would give you just a little something for having it on. Mostly as a way of helping newer players. Because if it's someone's first run, or like a first few runs, they're probably gonna die a lot more than someone who's got a decent bit of experience. And so they're probably going to use a lot more rune arcs. And having just that little quality of life bonus, making sure that they get a little something good without having to pop a rune arc, I feel like that would be greatly appreciated. Is it over here? I don't remember the exact spot. I think it was around here. Might be up on top of this thing. Oh. Am I going crazy? Or did I just not grab it? The painting. Nope, I grabbed it. Yeah, the Sacred Tower painting. Maybe it only shows up after you get rid of the fog, because that's super foggy, whereas this is all bright. And so it could possibly be that. Unless I've just somehow missed it throughout all of this. Which I can see it being either of those things, honestly. I don't want to spend too long on sniffing around. Yeah, it's the Sacred Tower painting. It's somewhere over here. I know I got it in the last run, so near the end of the last run. It was specifically the fire golem part, if I remember correctly. Hello, bear man. I pressed left on the D-pad to pull out the left-hand whip, and my character just did not pull it out. Oh, we can trigger frostbite? Sir? Buzz off. I didn't know that we could trigger frostbite. I thought that because they're like a glowy phantom, I assumed they would be immune. Sir, you're being very aggressive. And my health bar doesn't appreciate it. Oh! Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay. But I have like a medium armor set and 10 Skidoo blessings. So I could be more defensive, but still, that's a lot of damage. Especially for how quick and aggressive they are. Which ruins. Like I said, I get that my armor set is more of like a medium thing rather than a defensive armor set, or an armor set that goes more into defense than anything. But I feel like it's a decent enough armor set. Like, yeah, 64.8% of physical damage negation. I feel like that should be enough to comfortably deal with human enemies. Like the human boss we just fought. Like I said, you want to pull a Dark Souls 2? You get the jumping dual wield whip. That's how it works. That's the law of equivalent exchange. You might not like it, but that's how it is. Dog. Dog, 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 dead. I wonder... I'm trying to think of where all the Skidoo tree fragments were. I'm trying to think if there are any around here. They're always being held by enemies like that. The ones holding the pots. So, if you aren't sure where the Skidoo tree fragments are, always look for those pot-wielding enemies. Because none of the others have them. Although not all pot-wielding ones have them, so... just something you need to figure out. Hey. Oh, there is one here, I remember. I needed to sneeze and I muted the mic, but then my nose went, okay, no. If you're not gonna sneeze with... Why did the camera lock onto them? Anyways. My mic really said, if they're not gonna hear the sneeze, there's not gonna be a sneeze. Which is very strange, because that's happened twice in this run alone. Hi. Alright. This area just has a few normal items sprinkled about. Nothing too special. Same with over here. You can die. I mean, Silverhorn Tender if you care about those. And once you get onto this roof here, then you can take a slow drop over here. And here you can get a fragment. One Skidoo tree fragment of your choice. Thing is, though, you don't get a choice. It's just one, and only that one. But you'll take it. How Elden Ring decides what items pop up and which ones don't makes no sense to me. Like, there have been a few times where we've picked up a Skidoo tree fragment, which is very important, but there's been no item pop up. But then 10 arrows there, and there's a pop up. Sir, please. I rolled too early. I had no stamina. I was in the middle of an animation. Sir, please. calm yourself. There's no need for such violence. I understand wanting to put in such ferocity in order to protect the wonderful two-handed sword talisman. But such violence is unnecessary. For you see, you two-handing a weapon could make use of such a talisman, whereas me dual-wielding can make no such use. And so, it is only logical for you to hand the talisman to me. Clearly you can see the logic in such decision-making. Oh yeah, these enemies. We're just gonna move past them. We're getting close to an hour. And Greybird Black Quill Armor. Yeah, we're getting close to an hour, and I would rather not anger the centipede things. I actually don't know what they are. Centipedes, just my best guess. 'Cause I don't have any other options. Two beast horns. Don't even remember what those are used for. Two smithing stone 7s though. I know what those are used for. They're gonna be used to upgrade a weapon that we shall acquire at some point to replace our current arsenal. This way is probably the less deadly path. Well, I pressed the dodge button, but I pressed it a little too late. And so I got hit, and then I pressed heal because I was low on health. But it decided to roll instead of heal because that button was pressed first. And so I died. But yes, you must remember two important things. One, less deadly does not mean not deadly. It just means less likely to die. And two, Torrent has the poise of a wet piece of paper in a hurricane. A 4-mile-per-hour breeze could stunlock Torrent. Ash of War, the poison flower blooms twice. This can be used on every weapon, and so I'm kind of curious as to how good it could be. Because if something can be used on any weapon, or all melee armaments, especially only costing 14 FP, kinda doubt that it could be super powerful. Because you need to make it very generalized to fit with any melee weapon. But also 14 FP isn't a lot. Now there are some good low FP pieces of magic. But them being good is usually more about their efficiency. It gets us hefty fetid pot. But yeah, that tends to be more about their efficiency than the power they can deal with a single attack. So I'm kind of curious as to how good it could possibly be and what it could offer. Goodbye. Now, I remember this catacomb being really good. Maybe not really good, but pretty good. It was enjoyable. If I remember correctly, it had some decent rewards to it. Either you come into here, or you let me go out there. There's not much point in having this standoff. Shadow Militiaman armor. This enhances jumping attacks. We could probably roll with this. Especially with how much I've been doing jumping attacks, especially with the whips. Although 8.6 compared to 14, and we're already taking a ton of damage with this, so not gonna be super quick to jump onto that. But it's worth considering. But there's a ruined forge here. And so we could get that. But I think we can head over here, make our way to Bonny Village, and then we can end it after that. Also, rain. Love rain. Rain is great. It looks nice. It sounds nice. I know that there's a second way to get down. I don't remember where it is. I know we've already killed this guy. That was incredibly rude. And also took half our health bar. I don't remember. Here it is. This way. Oh, we almost hit our head on that. That wouldn't have been good. Lantern. To help us see. Chop the dog. Delicious, delicious. This way is just an item. Golden horn tender. I have not used those at all. They're probably good, but... Well, that's death. Yeah, they're probably good. My brain just doesn't like to use consumables. I really like how this chest is already opened. Just kind of sucks that Golden Arcs is trash. Which is very strange, because they could have made it somewhat decent, but they just didn't. Anyways, we got hit like 2 times, I believe. But Serpent God Curved Sword, Taker's Cameo, full health. Like I said, Elden Ring focuses a lot on doing just endless chip damage, making sure that every encounter isn't really meant to kill you, it's just meant to drain you of resources. Usually by taking small chips of health and having those add up. That's why a lot of enemies have combos, but HP regen builds, which this is kind of a bare bones one, honestly, but it still works on staving off that strategy from the game. But with that being said, we can end it here. We continued making our way through Skidoo Eltis. We got to the Fort of Reprimand and went through that. We got to ancient Rauh Base and Templetown Ruins and went through that. We didn't get everything, we weren't completionist about it, but we went through the majority of the area, along with getting the northern Nameless Mausoleum and getting Bonny Village, which will get us access to all of this. And when it comes to items, in this part, we got the Flame Drake Talisman +3 for the highest amount of fire damage negation. We got an Iris of Occultation, which is needed for some rewards. We got Marika's Rune. We got Mesmer Soldier Ashes, the Ash of War aspects of the Crucible Wings. We got Heal from Afar. We got the Red Bear's Claw and the Iron Rivet set. We got the map for Rauh Ruins. We got a Revered Spirit Ash. We got, I believe, 2 Skidoo Tree Fragments. The 2-handed Sword Talisman, the Grave Bird's Black Quill Armor. The Ash of War, the Poison Flower Blooms twice. Ability to craft hefty fetid pots. And we got the Golden Arcs incantation, so pretty good progress today. I'm happy with that. And, yeah.